From Chicago, this is News 3 Now's special coverage of the Democratic National Convention.
And welcome back once again to Chicago, live from the Nature Boardwalk here at the beautiful Lincoln Park Zoo.
Another gorgeous day.
Absolutely stunning out here.
Marquette University Law School poll director Charles Franklin, he is back in Madison. Charles, great to have you with us once again.
Good to be here.
I want to start off by asking, what were the big moments that you saw in night one of the convention?
I would say the contrast between Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's speech, the new generation, just 34 years old, and Joe Biden's final speech to the convention at the end. I thought those were interesting companion pieces and also a contrast. Ocasio-Cortez was talking about a lot of fairly mainstream Democratic issues, progressive issues to be sure, but not the far left progressivism that I think she talked about 4 years ago at the convention. Joe Biden, on the other hand, was saying farewell and was reviewing a lot of the accomplishments that he has in office and got an extended and very positive ovation for all of that.
Yeah, you know, he had a lot of energy. You know, the age is not, you know, we've talked about it. He had a lot of energy, and it was so late. How big of a factor was the lateness of this? Because a lot of people missed the president's speech, particularly on the East Coast.
There's a long history of Democratic conventions running late and putting their keynote speakers past 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern time. Biden's speech ran past midnight on the East Coast. I think that's an unfortunate matter of programming. But I think you also saw Biden energetic, but running down a lot of the things that he probably would have campaigned on in the fall if he had remained a candidate. Those are accomplishments of his campaign. But I think the forward-looking speech that Ocasio-Cortez gave rallied the troops in the convention hall in a different way, not a fond farewell, but a real look forward. So I thought that contrast was interesting.
Charles, this seems to be a rather unique thing, almost dueling conventions, if you will, tonight, because they're going to be airing Kamala Harris to the crowd here in Chicago from when she's in Milwaukee, and the Obama's addresses here to supporters on video at Fiserv Forum. So it seems like it's all about the show at this point.
It really is a bit of theater, I think. Having Harris at Fiserv Forum, the site of the RNC, by all appearances filling the forum tonight, will be a little bit of a needle in Donald Trump for crowd size and in the same arena. But I think the dual programming, beaming her into Chicago and beaming Obama's speech, or the Obama's speech, both Obamas, into Milwaukee is another little bit of interesting theater, tying the two together. Also doing a little campaigning in Wisconsin, which never hurts.
Right. Charles, last question. On that note, how big Wisconsin is, you've got J.D. Vance in Kenosha today. This really reinforces just how big of a factor the Badger State is in this election, right?
It does, absolutely. Vance has been following Harris and Walz around the country, holding smaller group events, a press conference here or a small meeting with a factory there. But the main point for them is to make sure that Vance is in the news coverage on the same days that the Harris campaign is getting coverage, even if Harris is having much bigger events.
Yeah, it really is something. We'll see. You know, everybody talking, the crowd size has become such an issue with this, especially in social media. It'll be interesting to see if they can pack both of these arenas tonight.
Well, we will find out tonight.
Charles, great to have you. Great to talk to you. Really appreciate your insight.
Thank you.